Football coach discovers that there's a soldier in the POW camp who seems to be a once-in-a-century genius goalkeeper. When faced with a dozen men shooting at a football, he could easily parry the ball. When the coach's daughter saw this, she was displeased, so she was ready to show him how to play. However, it seems that he intentionally failed to catch the ball in front of the beautiful girl. At that moment, the instructor angrily approached and hurried to stop the football match. He would not allow a prisoner of war to be honored with such excellence. The next day, the football coach came back to the barracks and offered the officer a packet of fine cigars in exchange for a day's use of the soldier. Little did he know that this act would lead to the legend of a great goalkeeper. It turned out that the coach's team was in the midst of relegation because the goalkeeper was useless, and Mark was there to fill in the weakest link in the team. On the way to the game, the coach gives Mark a piece of gauze. He told Mark to disguise himself as a wounded man who couldn't speak, but when the coach took him into the locker room, he revealed his accent. Despite the team's resistance, but the coach was adamant. With the game about to start, the team had to give in as the referee blew the whistle. Mark stepped onto the field for the first time. He's a little nervous, but as soon as he senses the danger, he's ready for it. When the opponent took a shot, he dived and parried it away. The coach clapped his hands in excitement. The owner of the football team was shocked, but Mark's performance had only just begun. He was an impenetrable barrier against the onslaught of the opponents. He was able to keep the goal intact with his extraordinary hands. Such a brilliant performance shocked the town's spectators. They had never seen such a goalkeeper. But Mark was not only a great goalkeeper, he was also a great shot stopper. He's even got a good handball. He threw the ball to his teammates in front of the field and formed a quick counterattack. His teammates didn't waste the opportunity and successfully penetrated the opponent's goal. After returning to the camp, Mark told the football coach that if he wanted to play football, he should come and take him out more often. In fact, the coach had already decided to take Mark out for the rest of the season. But when the coach returned home happy, there was a family storm. His eldest daughter, Mary, said he shouldn't be playing football as a prisoner of war. Not only did his daughters have a problem with him, but his wife also expressed her displeasure. Even his youngest daughter and his mother, who is in her 80s, are against him touching the POW because it could lead to the family being the target of criticism and judgment. But the coach didn't think he was wrong. He firmly told the family that he would not only keep Mark playing football, but he would also bring him to work in his kiosk. Mary stood firm and protested strongly to her father. But a week later, the coach did bring Mark back. This made Mary nervous. She was shocked when Mark greeted her. Then she tugged at the wool in her hands, urgently urging Mark to leave. But Mark didn't respond. Mary had to pluck up the courage to throw Mark out. Soon after, Mary's best friend came to visit. When she saw Mark working here, she warned Mary to keep her distance from him. Otherwise, he might have second thoughts. In fact, Mary was always on guard. When she saw Mark trying to get close to her sister, she interrupted the conversation. Then Mary asked Mark a deadly serious question.